92.56 is where we've started off, and in fact 49 out of 50 stocks are currently in the green. You've got the Sensex, which is up about 430 points, so 31,759 on the screens. A 200-point bump up for the mid-cap index, and you've got the small-cap index as well, that's firmly in the green. In fact, let's also find out what the individual sectors are up to this morning. Well, all have started off in the green. It's media that's taking leadership this morning. Autos, real estate, metals, as well as the IT index are all holding out. Let's take it straight to those individual newsmakers then. And how has IndusInd Bank started off this morning, as we are expecting their quarterly show later today? And you've got IndusInd Bank in focus. Meantime, there's also HDFC Life, pull up Adani Power, as well as Ambuja Cements and Pfizer, all set to declare their quarterly performance later today. Maruti, that's another key stock to watch out for. Remember, we got you that news bit that they are looking to restart partial operations at their Gurugram unit, where they employ close to 3,700 personnel. That stock at 5,155. Mindtree is another result candidate. Remember, it was a bit flattish in terms of its PAT performance as well as for their margins. And Mindtree too is another key candidate to keep an eye out on, 837 on that stock. Hathway Cables, it was an impressive quarterly show. In fact, their profits grew nearly 7.5 times, so an encouraging set of earnings. You've got Nalco, ICICI Pro MF and Bharat ETF buying shares. Bank of Baroda as well. You had some fundraising on the anvil for that counter. So that's another stock to keep an eye out on, and pretty much a healthy start, Aisha, to the markets this morning.
Oh, yeah, it is. You know, much in line with what the pre-open rates were indicating. Actually, even better than that. We're at 1.5% up in the green. It's a truncated week, and I think the biggest cue for the market is going to be what happens with the lockdown. Remember, May 3rd is when the lockdown is supposed to end. What we hear from the PMO with regards to the lockdown, whether it ends on May 3rd or do we get an extension from here onwards as well, that's going to be deriving, or rather that's what market is going to be deriving its cues from going forward from here. ICICI Pru shoots up about 7%, Mindtree holds up 7%, Equitas, IndusInd Bank, Shriram Transport Finance. So some of those names which are really beaten down, especially more so after the TLTRO 2.0 actually failing and not garnering any demand. You had the entire NBFC cluster knocked down pretty hard. Some of these stocks are actually recovering back right now. Still under pressure for Cummins, for Goodilla, for Americo, as well as Godrej Properties. They continue to be a little bit bleak. Kunal, just very quickly a take from you. Does it seem like we could make it to that 9,300 mark and cross the hurdle decisively? Because, you know, this level is turning out to be a bit of a tough resistance for the index.
Yeah, it's a very tough resistance, Aisha, in that regards, and I believe it's going to be a bit difficult for the index to try and break convincingly above this 9,300 mark. We can skirt around this level for some bit of more time, but I believe a decisive breakout could still be quite a distance away. Out of the names which you were talking about, from the the top gainers on the Nifty, we don't have, or on the market overall, we don't have any large cap names which are taking the market from the front. I think that is what we've been missing out from the markets overall. We are still having a major hurdle at 9,500 on the Nifty. So I think in that regards, it could be a bit of a struggle. You might have those odd bounces, odd stocks and odd sectors, which could probably give you a short-term momentum, but nothing major in terms of what could probably be trend changing. I believe net we are still consolidating. Rallies should be taken as opportunity to create fresh shots.